inside the Rapido 996M. If we first come to the control panel, we need to turn the 12 volt on. So if I now flick this switch here, you will see the panel has now turned on. You will see that it's showing the condition of the battery and that currently the battery is being charged and we are hooked up to the main supply. If we now come across to this side here, this first one makes the extractor fan live. So now if I go over to the extractor fan, we can now turn the lights on and off and turn the fan on and off. Without that switch being on, it will not work. Next we have the water pump. So water pump on, water pump off. We need the water pump on so we can get water out of the taps, flush the toilet and fill the boiler up if it's been drained down. Next we have the awning light and then all of the internal lights. They can all then be individually turned off on their own individual switches. In the middle we have condition of both batteries, so condition of vehicle and leisure, and then how much water is in the fresh tank. You'll see over this side we have auxiliary 1 and auxiliary 2. Auxiliary 2 is not used, that's just there if additional stuff is added to the van, but this one here needs to be on for you to be able to work the control panel for the heating and hot water over here, which I will explain in a moment. Without that being on, basically this will not work. As you can see, that is now on, and you will see that this has now illuminated. Next we come to the location of the freshwater tank. So it is just underneath here. We can gain access to the freshwater tank on these two black caps just here if you want to add cleaning solution to it, etc. And there in the center is the water pump. Next, to drain down the freshwater tank for winterization, or if you do not want to drive down the road with a lot of water on board, you will see this hole here. Tucked down here, if I can just get it in shot, there it is a little red tap. Just turn this tap to drain off the fresh water tank. Now we come to the heating and hot water controls. The bottom dial here just picks the power source that you want to use. So if I just want to use mains electricity, we come to the wavy lines. So this wavy line here represents about 2 kilowatts. It's just under, but I always just round it up to 2 kilowatts. The next one is mains electricity of 1 kilowatt. Then we have gas on its own. Then we have gas and electricity together at 1 kilowatt, and gas and electricity together at 2 kilowatts. This is very handy if you have both options available to you. During the winter months, you'll get up to temperature nice and quickly. Above it, we then have the controls for the heating and hot water itself. So at the moment you'll see we're in the off position. If I now flick up, I'm now heating hot water to 40 degrees. You'll see the green lights come on to let you know it's on, and you will see that there, if I can just sort of shade it, there we go, there's a little amber light on. That little amber light will go out once the water temperature is achieved. Next we have hot water at 60 degrees, and then if I then go back down again, you will see we have a little picture of a flame, and that is heating on its own without any hot water. And we then control the temperature on the inner dial here, And then lastly we have hot water at 60 degrees and heating. As we are at the moment using dual fuel, so you will see here, if it fails to light on gas, a red light will pop up into this window to let you know it's failed. It will sometimes fail if you put a new gas bottle on and you need to purge some of the air out, or obviously if the gas bottle is off or empty. You will see down here we currently have an amber light on. If I now move to gas only, you will see we do not. The amber light just represents that you have main supply. If I now flick this back to the middle, we will go back to off. Next we have the 3-ring gas hob. Simple to use, just push in, twist round and press the igniter. Let me just get all these lit. There we go. Alright, that's simple. And then beneath we have the oven and grill. So with this one here, push in to the left for the oven and then push in to the right for the grill. Grills will take a little bit longer to light, especially when a new gas bottle has been put on. There we go. Underneath we have the location, and I can do it, it's a bit awkward with one hand, bear with me. Here we are. We have the location of the gas isolation taps. You will see they're all in the on position and they're all labelled up. So we have the oven and grill, the hob, the hot water and heating, and the fridge. These can all stay in the on position. They are more for maintenance than anything else. I always say smell gas in the van, go and turn the gas bottle off. We now have the Dometic fridge. If I now turn it back to off for a second, you will see we have a switch here. This switch is only found on these large fridge freezer models, and it is for its anti-condensation jacket. This switch needs to be on when you're in relatively hot climate. It is hot today. It is about sort of 25 plus degrees already. So I have the anti-condensation jacket on. Basically, in hot climate, these will build up condensation if the anti-condensation jacket is not on, and then you'll end up with a pool of water underneath the unit. Obviously, in the winter months, it does not need to be on. Next, we have power source selection. This is an automatic fridge freezer, so if you go to the auto setting, it will find the best power source it can for you. So because we are hooked up to main supply at the minute, it's put us on to mains. If I now went outside and pulled the mains lead out, it would then automatically fire itself up onto gas, and as soon as we start the engine, it will go over to 12 volt maintain to keep itself cold on the move. We can manually select stuff, so I can put it on to 12 volt maintain. I can put it on to mains electricity, and I can put it on to gas. If the fridge fails to light on gas, this little amber light here will flash to let you know it's failed. Same again with like the boiler, etc. If you just put a new gas bottle on, you may need to turn it on and off a few times to purge the air out. And again, obviously, if your bottle's not turned on or empty, it will not light. But I will now stick it back on auto. And then here we literally just have the temperature control. Next we have the location of the television. The television just slides out on this lever here, and then it will come out. This television is set up for the satellite on the roof. So to raise the satellite dish, we need to come to the wardrobe and then come to the satellite box just here and press this button here, and then basically that's all you really need to do. The dish will then rise and auto seek the sat dish out. On these buttons here you can select other satellites if you want to watch foreign television, etc. if you are in a location to get it, but normally obviously in the UK it will find Astra 2. If I now come back, and if I literally just go like so, you'll see now that the dish is up. And if I now come back to the television and I now turn it on, we will now have satellite TV. You will see in here that there is a max view box. It is not required because this new Avtex TV has a built-in satellite decoder already, so we don't need to worry about using that. And there we go. And then it behaves like any normal television does. You've got your TV guide just here, and then just literally pick whatever you would like.
Before we go and speak to Bournemouth's mayor, Nicola.
And then to pop it back away, push back in, and then close. Next we have the washroom. In here we have the standard Thetford cassette toilet. So the bowl does move around. To flush, just press the blue button just here. And then to open to the cassette, the lever is just tucked round the back here. Pull, open, and then closed. If this has been left open and you try to remove the cassette from the outside, it will not come out. So you just need to make sure that it's shut. We then have the basin just here. Simple as that. And then we have the shower just here. Do make sure that these are clamped across for travel so the shower doors do not bump around and jump off their runners. And then we have the rear bed. If we now move back to the front, you will see I've already folded all of the seats down. They need to be down like this so we can drop the bed, undo the clip, and then pull down, and then we have the large front double bed.